Well, good morning, and thanks so much for joining us on After GMS, a little ditty we put together on Facebook Live, where we have the day's conversation, some headlines mixed in, but we love to begin with a forecast.
Yes.
I'm Tracy McCain here in the studio. Ed Matthews will deliver a forecast in just a few moments, and Megan Malaris is working from home. So, Ed, hot and humid, but we haven't reached 90 degrees yet?
I know, isn't that amazing? It's got to happen out at the airport for it to count. We've had many days, 88, 89, but no 90-degree days yet. Maybe it can happen today. I'm forecasting 89. We're looking at upper 80s to near 90 today and tomorrow. Small thunderstorm chance. We'll call them isolated if they do pop up this afternoon and again tomorrow, but only a 30% chance. Slightly better chance for Wednesday and Thursday, and temperatures drop back a little bit. We're looking at mid-80s there on Wednesday, but temperatures quickly creep back up as we go into the first few days of July. Right now, the 4th of July holiday weekend's looking great. People making outdoor plans, and you should. Small storm chance in the afternoon, which is typical for July, but that high of 87 is about normal for this time of year.
All right, before we get to our talkers, let's take a look at the day's top headlines. We'll start with the latest on COVID-19 here in North Carolina. Health officials report more than 1,600 new cases as of Sunday. Those bring the statewide total to more than 62,000. That total does include more than 36,000 recoveries. Looking at triad cases, Guilford County reports more than 2,700 cases and 111 deaths. In Forsyth County, nearly 3,000 cases and 34 deaths. In Alamance County, more than 1,000 cases and 37 deaths. We'll get another update on recoveries and cases in our state on WFMY News 2 at noon. Today, you can get tested for COVID-19 for free. The Guilford County Division of Public Health and North Carolina A&T State University are partnering to get people tested this week. The free testing will be today, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 10 to 2 at the Corbett Sports Center on campus. It's important to know here, you do need to make an appointment beforehand. You can call 336-641-7527 to schedule that. Again, testing is free for the next 3 days by appointment.
Well, one weekend down, perhaps 3 or more to go. The statewide mask requirement is now in effect. It started Friday, and we are now entering the first full week of the new mandate. First, our conversation this morning, we want to know, what did you see? Did you notice more people wearing masks? Was it about the same? Or let us know if you decided not to head out and about just yet. You can let us know in the comments below. And while you're typing here, we want to start with Ed Matthews. As you were out this weekend, did you see people wearing masks?
I did, and I was delighted. Everybody, well, I don't want to say everybody, but a large majority of the people that I saw, whether it be in the supermarket or just driving through downtown Greensboro, and really I made a conscious effort to notice people, and if they had masks. I went out to eat dinner on my birthday on Friday night. Everybody was wearing a mask. I would say roughly about 80 to likely 90% of the people that I encountered were wearing masks. Very happy to see that.
All right, Megan, you also dined out with your family this weekend. How was the experience?
Yeah, we went on the early side on Saturday before the crowds came and went to a restaurant that was patio and had its own patio entrance, so we never had to go through the restaurant to get to our table. Tables were very spaced out, and I was very pleased with what I saw as far as mask use. Every patron at the restaurant had a mask on getting to and from his or her table. All the servers were wearing masks. All the other employees were wearing masks. So people did seem to be complying. And then I mentioned on the show this morning, I also stopped by an auto parts store to get a part for my car. My husband went in while my son and I waited in the car. And so I was able to kind of people watch and see what everybody was doing. And it looked like the majority of people that I saw at least had the mask in hand, put it on their faces as they walked in the store and had them on when they came out. So based on what I saw, people seem to be complying regardless of how they feel about wearing masks.
Well, not everyone on our Facebook live stream right now had the same experience, so I'll go ahead and read the responses at random here, and I've got my iPad now so I can see a little bit better because my phone was too small. Kim Williams says, not going to wear one. Nancy Coble says no. Juanita Shelton says yes. And Dixon called them selfish people who don't wear them. We also heard from Jason, who said that he's only seen 1 or 2 people not wearing them. Bobby says, oh, thank you, Bobby. Bobby gave us a compliment saying that he loves watching us perk them up in the morning. So we appreciate that little compliment in there. Didn't mean to read it, but it did. So let's keep going. Navette said, I see people wearing them and I work with the public in Davie. Jessica Richards says that she was out Saturday. She said Walmart is not making people wear them, but Dick's is. And also Navette said that she also sees only half of the officers wearing them. So Queen Karen Davis says, I hate it. It restricts my breathing. And Desiree Hall says, LOL, a mandate? Where was that happening at? Because I saw many people not wearing them. She goes on to say, maybe we should just call it a choice. So yeah, there are definitely different responses to this. You know, I think it all just depends on your experience. If you went out to a store, to a restaurant, and everybody had on a mask, you generally have a positive opinion about this, perhaps. But if you did not see that, then your, experience is a little bit different. So I don't know. What do you think it's going to take, Ed Matthews, if it's not a state order?
Well, there's always going to be a, hopefully in this case, small percentage of people that will just not comply. And I don't know what the answer is. I mean, the evidence is there. So many deaths, not only in the United States, here locally and around the world. That's enough evidence for me. I don't have to be convinced. I don't know what the answer is. There are just a few people that are not going to comply. I understand the people for religious reasons, or somebody mentioned that they have difficulty breathing, wearing a mask. I can understand those exceptions, but just defying a law to hopefully save your life and protect other people as well, not complying is nonsense to me.
Well, we are hearing for a few more people, Ed, and I'll read those responses as they're coming in. Ann said, we wear masks to protect others. Others wear masks to protect you. They are uncomfortable to me due to my oxygen, but so be it. Gary says, yes, went to the grocery store, home improvement store, gas station, and I would have to say 75% of the people, he said, were wearing masks. Lori said, I went to the store in Caswell County to get a hot dog. Oh, love it. Oh, Caswell County has some of the best hot dogs. I'm not even joking. Caswell and Alamance County, I'm telling you. But Lori says, no one had a mask on, not the food people, the store clerk, or the patrons. She says Walmart had a few customers wearing them. Sharon says she went to Cookout, about 50% had them on. And Sarah said she went to several stores in the Mooresville area this weekend, and it was about 50-50. Megan, do you think some of it is that people are just hearing about the executive order? Maybe there's some confusion, or maybe people who are noticing them not wearing masks don't realize that they have an underlying condition that keeps them from on the exempt list.
Right, yeah, there are some exemptions, as we've talked about, including age or a medical condition that would allow you not to wear a mask in public. But I think for the large majority of us, we don't fall in that exempt category and are expected to abide by this mandate. I know one of the viewers commented saying she observed one big retail store not enforcing it, one big retail store enforcing the mask. Regardless of how store employees decide to enforce this policy, it is still a statewide mandate. You are still expected to wear a mask. So even if you don't get kicked out of a store for not wearing one, if you do not fall in the exempt category, does not mean that you're not supposed to be doing it. Whether you like it or agree with it or not, this is something that the governor and the task force have mandated. So we all really need to be aware of the requirements, be aware of the exemptions, and of course be understanding to people who, for whatever medical reason or another exemption, cannot wear them.
So this is pretty neat. You know, I've turned to curbside checkout for everything. You know, I order it online, I pick it up at the store, and they drop it off. So over the weekend, I did so with Ulta because I was out of foundation. And so I went to the store, called them while I was outside, said, I'm here. My daughter is in the back seat, in her car seat. Would you mind putting it in my trunk? And she's like, as a matter of fact, that's what we require you to do. Can you please open your trunk, have your mask on, and we'll come out and we'll put it in your trunk. And I was like, wow, this is pretty neat. You know, now I don't come in contact with you, you don't come in contact with me. I don't have to have my daughters exposed to anything because she's 2 years old and I don't have to worry about her wearing a mask. So I thought it was pretty neat that stores are individually, some of course are, some are not, putting in these curbside policies as well. So I not only had to have a mask on to protect the worker, but the worker also had to have a mask on to protect me. And of course, my daughter, who's 2 years old, absolutely refuses to even have anything close to her mouth. You know, there's just, I have to do extra, I guess, to make sure that she is okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat. Yes, Ed Matthews.
Kathy commented, and she brings up a very good point. And Kathy, I appreciate you doing this. She said, Ed, this is not a law. And for my own education, I would like to know, A, is this a law? We talk about executive orders being, you know, passed down by the governor. Do either one of you want to comment on that? I would just like to know for my own education about this. She says it's not a law, and it may not be, and I don't think I've ever said it's a law or anything like that, but I'm just kind of wondering, how does the law look at this?
Well, Megan, I don't know if you want to tackle that. I mean, my understanding is that this is a requirement as a part of an executive order. I have not heard by way of the governor's office that this is a law, per instance, but I do know it's enforceable, and it is something that can be fined. You can be fined, you can be penalized, you could have to go to court and face misdemeanor charges. So that's my extent of the knowledge of it. Megan, do you have more to say?
Yeah, you're right, Tracy. It's not a law by definition of the legislature passing a bill and the governor signing it into law. This was something the governor decided to do on his own accord in the form of an executive order. So it is a mandate, so to say, but it is operable as if it were a law. And as you said, you can be punished if you don't abide by that. Of course, you know, we haven't heard of a lot of cities and towns taking action to penalize people for failing to comply with this order. But if this were to go on for weeks or even months and people still fail to comply, then potentially we could be seeing some of that. So yeah, consider this kind of as a law, but I guess by definition, as far as the General Assembly passing legislation, it's not.
It was a great question that
definitely.
Kathy had, and I'm glad that you brought it up because I didn't see that as I was talking. So thanks, Ed. Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy. That was a great question. Yeah.
All right, and again, that's from our understanding. We'll do some digging too, just to make sure we're, you know, we don't know everything, but we like to double check what we say. All right, let's go ahead and get you caught up with the news happening around your community. Starting today, you can easily grab a book from Greensboro Public Libraries. 4 libraries will begin offering grab-and-go services while adhering to strict safety measures. Anyone coming in has 30 minutes to browse and check out. There are no in-person events yet, but some are running online, and you can find that information on the city's website. Strict visiting restrictions remain in place at Triad nursing homes, and because of that, the North Point of Archdale Living Facility is asking you to be a pen pal to their senior residents. The residents wrote these signs asking you to write to them if you're interested in being a pen pal. We have the information on WFMYnews2.com. Well, Elm and February 1 are back open in downtown Greensboro this morning. Over the weekend, artists painted a Black Lives Matter street mural in response to recent calls for justice. WFMY News 2's Candace Red gives us a closer look at the completed artwork this morning.
A section of Elm Street and February 1 Place in downtown Greensboro is back open after being closed since Friday, giving you a look for yourself. As you can see, there's a newly completed Black Lives Matter mural. Again, this is on Elm Street in downtown Greensboro. Well, we know that at least 16 artists came together over the weekend to paint the powerful message on the street. City officials approved the Black Lives Matter mural under the new street mural program. It allows individuals or organizations to paint city-owned property in approved locations under guidelines. What city leaders say artworks approved through the program are temporary, subject to normal wear and tear, and can be removed by the city at any time. Well, Jason Keith is one of the project leaders for the Black Lives Matter mural, and he says the new mural is part of history.
This mural will have a long-lasting effect in the history of Greensboro. Place it in front of the Civil Rights Museum. We expect and we hope at some point in time that it will actually be in the Civil Rights Museum to show the growth, the history, the struggle that Greensboro has endured to get to the place of equality for all.
By the way, this is the second street mural approved under the city's street mural program. The first mural, One Love, is located on Davie Street in Greensboro. But for more details on this and the program, all you have to do is visit our website. That's WFMYnews2.com.
Let's get to your national headlines now. Images from a protest in St. Louis, Missouri over the weekend are going viral as demonstrators marched toward the mayor Lyda Krewson's house. A couple outside their home pointed guns at the crowd. The marchers were calling for Krewson to resign after she revealed on Facebook Live the names and addresses of constituents who had written to her demanding police reform. The video has since been deleted and Krewson issued an apology. And to be clear, those people who had written to her had been calling for police defunding, not necessarily a total police reform. Wednesday, American Airlines will start booking flights at full capacity. They're going to be asking during check-in if you've been free from COVID-19 symptoms for the past 2 weeks. They say they'll still let people know about full flights and allow you to change them for free.
Oh, the Panthers-Patriots game in New England this August just got a little more interesting, and here's why. NFL insiders reported Sunday Cam Newton signed a one-year deal with the New England Patriots. The deal has a lot of people talking, mostly because of the way the Panthers decided to move forward without the former MVP. So we want to know what you think about this one-year deal. What's your reaction to Cam heading to the Patriots? So Ed, I'll get you started here. The Panthers fly to Gillette Stadium in Boston for a preseason game August 20th. We'll see if that happens with all the COVID restrictions, but right now it's on the schedule for the first game. So what do you think?
I'm excited for Cam. I'm a big Cam Newton fan. I sure do wish he was still in Charlotte. Give him a one-year contract. I think they're just going to see how he does. I hope he just blows it away. I hope he has a great first-year season, and then they come back to him with a multi-year contract. I wish him the best, and yes, Tracy, I am going to be watching the Patriots a little bit closer this season.
Well, you know, most people, when they follow a team, it's either by region or by roster, right? You either are a fan of a player on the team or you just like the geographical reason that's why you support them. So for me, you know, I spent a long time in the Boston area reporting and anchoring, and I became a fan of the Patriots. Doesn't mean I don't like the Panthers, but now I get the best of both worlds, you know, in one foul bout. So now when the Panthers play the Patriots, I don't have to choose one side or another. I can be like, oh, well, this is great, you know, all for one and one for all. So I know that Megan follows the Panthers very closely, as does your husband, Trevor. What did he say about the QB switch?
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it yet because this kind of came down last night as we were getting Christian ready for bed. I'm sure he will be interested, though, as am I, to see Cam in action. I mean, we've heard that he supposedly has healed from his injury, that he's ready to take on a new season. And I hope that he does well. You know, he was good for the Panthers, and obviously every player has some periods of time where they're not at their best, and a lot of times that's due to injury, as was the case for him. So I am excited to see him in action. I'm glad that the Patriots gave him a chance, and it'll be interesting to see them come up against the Panthers this season. I know at the end of the day, even though we've lost a lot of players due to retirement or trades or other things, we still have Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in the league, right?
And, you know, a one-year contract doesn't really signal, you know, a long-term thing. It could be, you know, Bill Belichick is a business guy, right? He's always making deals, and he did not, I guarantee it, did not see that Tom Brady was leaving. Even though, you know, it was rumored for a while, I'm sure he was like, there's no way my guy Tom is leaving. And he's not going to go to the Buccaneers, you know, there's no way. So he didn't even draft a quarterback. He had his guy Tom in the lineup. And then Tom, was like, I'm out. So with that, they had to have a quarterback, and they had to have one pretty fast, and they did not draft anyone. So this was an option. Cam Newton was available, one of the several, quarterbacks in the league. And, Bill Belichick has seen Cam play and win against the Patriots before. So, we'll see. Maybe he'll bring a little Panthers know-how with him to Gillette and, help the Patriots win. I don't know. Or vice versa. You never know. We'll just have to wait and see. So should we get to some of the comments here, guys? Let's see. All right. So Carol Harris says, LOL, I don't really care where Cam goes. LOL. Jason Hutchins says, should be fun to see how Bill Belichick handles Cam's expression of clothes. I agree, because Bill likes to wear a hoodie all year round. Doesn't matter if it's 10 below or 60 degrees, he wears the same hoodie. It's just so funny. Tanya People says, yay Cam. Let's see. Leonard LeBrake says, football is such a waste of money. Pay our teachers more, and if players do it for the love of the game, then they should do it for free. That's a very good comment and something I haven't heard before. So it says, John says, we'll be a 4th place NFC South team for 3 years. And I wonder if that's because of the new coach and, transitioning to a professional sport, I think, has to be so different, not only for players, but for coaches. And so now you have a first-year professional coach, very well known and respected in the collegiate world, now, coaching the Panthers, and he'll have to make some adjustments. He has his whole team, and he has a roster that he's happy with. So, we'll see if they make a difference. Do you think, the Panthers can go pretty far with this new roster, Ed Matthews?
I hope so. I mean, and I think at this point, Tracy, that's all we can hang our hats on is just hope. It's obviously a rebuilding program and all that, but I do wish them the best. And even with all the changes, I'm still a big Panther fan.
And, Megan, you mentioned Christian McCaffrey set all types of records. I mean, how long has he been with the team? 2, maybe 3 years? I mean, he was just in college, like, it felt like yesterday. But he's already doing so much in the league. So, I mean, he at one point was like a one-man show.
I know, and we can only hope that he doesn't get hurt. I know that's what a lot of people pray for at the beginning of every game. Please don't let our star players get hurt. Hopefully the Panthers have a great season. Maybe some of these change-ups are going to set them up for a new momentum and a new type of success. We've heard from some folks on our feed who are a little doubtful of that and their standing in the NFC. But, it's a new year, a new team. Let's give them a chance. Keep pounding, right?
All right, and on that positivity, Bonnie adds, it takes time. We will be #1 again. So we'll keep the positivity train going here. Ed Matthews, I know it's really hot outside and you probably want some AC, so go ahead and give us some forecast.
Yeah, it's pretty warm out here. We got plenty of sunshine. Going to be a very summer week ahead. And not totally dry. There will be a few pop-up storms today and tomorrow. Maybe a slightly better chance on Wednesday and Thursday. These pop up in the afternoon and evening, and then they die out before midnight. Very typical of the hot and humid conditions that we have so prevalent this time of year. Pretty close to 90 today or tomorrow. Not an official 90-degree day yet. We'll see if we can do it today, and then we'll drop back a little bit on Wednesday into the mid-80s as we increase slightly the afternoon storm chance for Wednesday and Thursday. Fast forward to the 4th of July weekend, it looks exactly what we would expect. Maybe a pop-up storm in the afternoon, a low chance, and temperatures into those upper 80s.
If we don't hit 90 by the 4th of July, I don't know.
It's just amazing to me, that we've gone this long without a 90-degree day.
Yeah, at least once. But, I mean, not really hoping for it.
Not really.
Just want some sense of normal, and that would be normal. All right, thanks so much for joining us here on After GMS. It's been a pleasure having this great conversation with you. We look forward to it every day. Please join us and tell your friends about us. We'll be back here tomorrow at 7:45 on Facebook Live. Have a great day, everybody, and stay safe.